So hey guys, welcome back to another video of Just Medical Stuff, and today I'll be talking about the most important surgery IBQs. Now these IBQs are what you cannot afford to miss for your FMG exam, like going to your exam without having a look on these images is a blunder. So I actually made a PDF of 50 IBQs, but today I'll be talking about the first 25 and the rest 25 you can find in my next video. So let us start this video without any further delay. So let us start our video with our very first image. Now if you look over here, then on the right hand side you can find lungs, but on the left side you can find something else. Now this condition is congenital diaphragmatic hernia. It occurs due to a hernia through which the bowel loops that get into your thorax. So these are nothing but your bowel loops in your thorax. So this condition here, this is congenital. This is congenital diaphragmatic. This is congenital diaphragmatic hernia. And here you can also find a triad called as RDS. I named it as RDS. R refers to respiratory insufficiency, D refers to dextrocardia, and S refers to scaphoid abdomen. So in these patients, if you look at the abdomen, it will be something like this inwards. So you can find a scaphoid abdomen in these patients. Dextrocardia, that is the heart is on the right hand side, and R refers to respiratory insufficiency. Now, one more thing you should remember about this condition is that in these patients, what you can see is that if you give bag and mask ventilation, then the patient's condition will further worsen. Because if you give bag and mask ventilation, these bowel loops, they can further go into your thorax, and the patient will further have more respiratory problem, more breathing problem. So in this patient, like bag and mask ventilation is absolutely contraindicated. And the most common cause of death in these patients is pulmonary hypoplasia. Pulmonary hypoplasia. So this was all you need to know about congenital diaphragmatic hernia. Now, if you want me to make a separate video on all the topics you need to understand, please do let me in the comment box so that I can help you out. So if I talk about this condition, this is congenital diaphragmatic hernia. We have a triad RDS, R for respiratory distress, D for dextrocardia, S for scaphoid abdomen. Contraindicated here is bag and mask ventilation, and cause of death is pulmonary hypoplasia. Now if we go to the next image, then what you will see over here is that this is an image of barium swallow. Barium swallow, and what you can notice here is that there is a filling defect, and moreover you can also notice this appearance, it refers to a rat tail. So we have a rat tail appearance, a rat tail appearance with filling defect, a rat tail appearance with filling defect. This is the filling defect over here. Now this is an image of esophageal carcinoma. So this is an image of esophageal carcinoma, a cancer of the esophagus. So here we have filling defect with a rat tail appearance. So in the history of this patient, you can find other symptoms as well. You can find weight loss, you can have a hoarseness in the voice, you can have chronic cough. But the most important thing the examiner will mention is that the person will be having progressive dysphagia. Progressive dysphagia. That is, the person will be having difficulty in like swallowing the food. There will be pain in swallowing the food. So this was all about the esophageal carcinoma. So if we go in the next video, this is like a very easy one. What you can see over here is a pouch, and this is an image of Zenker's diverticulum. Now if I talk about the Zenker's diverticulum in a bit detail, so this is our superior constrictor muscles. These are our middle constrictor muscles, and these are our inferior constrictor muscles. You can find in inferior constrictor muscles. So superior constrictor, middle constrictor, inferior constrictor. So in this inferior constrictor part, we have our cricopharyngeal muscle and thyropharyngeal muscle. And here, this part here, this is the Killian's dehiscence. Now this Killian's dehiscence, this place is the place from where this pouch actually develops. So this is an image of Zenker's diverticulum, and in this condition, the patient will have dysphagia. Dysphagia, that is, there will be difficulty in swallowing, pain in swallowing, and the patient will also have halitosis. Halitosis अब यहाँ पे क्यों होता है? Because food, whatever food you eat can go inside this pouch and it can stay and it can like give a bad smell. So you can have a bad smell from your mouth. This is called halitosis, and there will also be weight loss in the patient. So weight loss, dysphagia, halitosis. These are the symptoms of this the Zenker's diverticulum. Zenker's diverticulum. And one very important thing, that in a patient of Zenker's diverticulum, we have a sign known as Boy's sign. Boy's, B-O-Y-C-E, Boy's sign. Now, what actually happens here, that if you press this pouch now, you can hear a gurgling sound. This is known as a Boy's sign. Now, do not think this sign as a Bryce sign. Do not get confused with Bryce sign, because this Bryce sign is found in another condition known as laryngocele in ENT. You can find this Bryce sign in laryngocele. So Boy's sign occurs in Zenker's diverticulum and Bryce in laryngocele. So let us start with our third image. What we have over here, this is an image of hiatal hernia. This is an image of hiatal hernia. Now this hiatal hernia, it is of two types. We have sliding and we have paraesophageal. Now this paraesophageal is also called as rolling. Now this paraesophageal one, it requires treatment always. Always if you detect paraesophageal hernia, you have to give treatment, because this part over here which comes out, this can undergo necrosis. So इससे बचाने के लिए you have to give treatment to the patient. It is compulsory. But the sliding one, treatment is required only if the patient is symptomatic. So this is an example of this hiatal hernia. Now, if we go to the next image, this is a foreign body in your GIT. So if you find a coin in your trachea, now this is your anterior posterior view and this is your lateral view. So if a coin is in your trachea, in the anterior posterior view, it will be slit like. It will be slit like, and in your lateral view, it will be circular. And if a coin is in your esophagus, then in the anterior posterior view, it will be circular, and in the lateral view, it will be slit like. So this is how you can differentiate कि जो coin है वो trachea में है कि वो esophagus में है. Anterior posterior view में अगर coin trachea में हुआ तो slit like होगा, लेकिन esophagus में अगर anterior posterior में देखें तो वो circular होगा. Lateral view में देखेंगे तो it will be circular in trachea, and in esophagus it will be slit like. So what treatment option should you give to this patient is that अगर ट्रेकिया ब्रोंकाई में हुआ कोई भी आपका फॉरेन बॉडी, सो यू हैव टू गो फॉर एंडोस्कोपिक रिमूवल. अगर esophagus में हुआ, so what you have to do is that you have to check if this foreign body is below your cricopharyngeal sphincter or not. Now this cricopharyngeal sphincter, it is present at the level of C6 और ये 15 सेंटीमीटर्स का होता है. और अगर इसके नीचे कोई फॉरेन बॉडी आ जाए तो it can definitely pass from your GIT, because this cricopharyngeal sphincter, it is the narrowest part of your GIT. So इसके नीचे कुछ चला जाए, it can definitely come out. So what you have to do is that you have to look if this foreign body is above or below this cricopharyngeal sphincter. अगर ऊपर है cricopharyngeal sphincter से above है, so you have to go with endoscopic removal. अगर below है, then you have to go for a serial of x-rays. बहुत सारे x-rays करो पेशेंट में, देखो कि वो नीचे आ रहा है कि नहीं. बहुत सारा मेशी फूड दो पेशेंट को, और अगर वो नीचे आ रहा है तो बस ऑब्जर्वेशन चाहिए. अगर वो नीचे नहीं आ रहा, उधर का उधर अटका हुआ है, so you have to go for endoscopic removal. तो इस हिसाब से आप ट्रीटमेंट दोगे if a foreign body is present in the body, in the GIT of a patient. So now let us have a look on our next image. What you can see over here is that you can find a continuous diaphragmatic sign. This is a continuous diaphragmatic sign, and this is mostly seen in a condition called as Boerhaave syndrome. Boerhaave syndrome, and it mostly occurs in an alcoholic patient after eating or binge drinking. So in this case, we have a triad. We have Mackler's triad. We have Mackler's triad. Now this again I remembered it as CVS. C stands for chest pain, V stands for vomiting or retching, and S stands for subcutaneous emphysema. So this is an image of Boerhaave syndrome. Here we have a continuous diaphragmatic sign, and we have Mackler's triad, CVS, chest pain, vomiting, and we have subcutaneous emphysema. Now, if you go to the next image, this is a very easy image actually. You can find a bird beak appearance or a rat tail appearance on a barium swallow. Now, this is an image of esophageal achalasia cardia. Achalasia cardia. Here you can find a bird beak or a rat tail appearance on this barium swallow. So here we have one more triad. We have a Chicago criteria. We have Chicago criteria. We have many symptoms here. We have dysphagia. We have many symptoms. We have dysphagia. We have regurgitation. So this is an example of achalasia cardia having Chicago criteria with symptoms of dysphagia and regurgitation. You can find this bird beak or rat tail appearance over here. Now, if you want to differentiate this bird beak, I told you about one more area where we have rat tail appearance. That was our esophageal carcinoma. In esophageal carcinoma also we had this rat tail appearance, but if you see here we have filling defects, but in achalasia cardia we don't have any filling defects. Now, ये क्यों होता है? Because there is a failure of relaxation of your esophageal sphincter. Esophageal sphincter relax नहीं करता, इसलिए we have this bird beak sort of appearance over here. और यहाँ पे जो dysphagia होता है, that is more for liquids. Dysphagia here is more for liquids than for solids. But the dysphagia in esophageal carcinoma, it is more for solids than for liquids. ये एक प्लस पॉइंट था जो मैंने आपको बताया. नथिंग रिलेटेड टू द इमेज, बट टॉपिक जितना डिटेल्स बताओ उतना अच्छा होता है. So in esophageal carcinoma, dysphagia is more for solids than for liquids, but in your achalasia cardia, dysphagia is more for liquids than for solids. Now let us go to another image. Here we have a corkscrew appearance. You can call it as a rosary bead appearance also. Now this is an image of diffuse esophageal spasm. यहाँ पे हम जो एक्चुअली अक्लेजिया कार्डिया में क्या होता है ना, ये स्पैज्म के कारण इजोफेजियल का जो प्रेशर होता है ना वो बढ़ जाता है. और शिकागो क्राइटेरिया में हम एक पॉइंट जो होता है हमारा वो होता है प्रेशर मोर देन 25. इस क्राइटेरिया में एक्चुअली 3 चीजें होती है, उनमें से एक चीज है अगर प्रेशर बिकम्स मोर देन 25 mmHg. So here we have more pressure in achalasia cardia, and here in diffuse esophageal spasm there is more pressure throughout the esophagus. इसलिए we have this rosary bead or corkscrew sort of appearance in of your esophagus. So this is an example of your diffuse esophageal spasm. So let us start with another image. Now what you can see over here is that this is your esophagus. This is your esophagus, and you can find a bend here in your esophagus. Now this is not a filling defect. गलती मत करना. This is not a filling defect. ये एक bend हो रहा है esophagus पे. Now how is this bend occurring? This is occurring due to your right subclavian artery. This bend is due to your right subclavian artery. You can see your aberrant right subclavian artery compressing your esophagus. Now this is a condition of dysphagia. This is a condition of dysphagia lusoria. And in this condition, there is compression of the esophagus with your right subclavian artery causing dysphagia. So this was an image of your dysphagia lusoria. So now let us go to the next image. Now here what you can see is you can see a longitudinal mucosal or a submucosal tear. A longitudinal mucosal or submucosal tear. Now this is an image of Mallory Weiss tear. Mallory waste tear mostly occurs in alcoholic patients. In alcoholic, after binge eating or binge drinking, this thing occurs. Now, one more point you should know is that what was the artery involved in the lower part of esophagus? So you had left gastric artery. Left gastric artery. So this is an image of a Mallory waste tear seen mostly in alcoholic patients. Artery involved is a left gastric artery. Now let us go to another image. This looks like a watermelon, right? ये watermelon जैसा लग रहा है. If you look, this looks like a watermelon. Now this thing is called as gave. We call it as gave. G-A-V-E, gave. Now this refers to gastric antral valvular ectasia. Gastric antral valvular ectasia. It is also called as a watermelon esophagus due to its appearance. It looks like watermelon, right? इसके से strias देखो, due to these red strias, it looks like a watermelon. So watermelon esophagus or gave. Now in this condition, you have to go for argon photocoagulation. I'll not go into the details. But remember this photo, this is an example of gave, mostly in the antral part of your esophagus, of your stomach, antral part. So another image. Now this is very important. You have to take a look on this one. What you can see over here is that you can see a single bubble. एक single bubble दिख रहा है आपको यहाँ पे. Now if you find a single bubble, immediately think of congenital hypertrophic pyloric stenosis. Go for congenital hypertrophic pyloric stenosis. Here you can find single bubble sign. Single bubble sign, congenital hypertrophic pyloric stenosis. Now there are few more signs you can find in this condition. If you look over here, this thing, it looks like a mushroom. So this is your mushroom sign. It looks like a mushroom, right? Mushroom sign. And this thing, it is like a string. So we have string sign. So we have mushroom sign, we have string sign, and one more sign you can find is this sign. This is known as shoulder sign. So here we have three signs. We have your mushroom sign, we have string sign, and we have shoulder sign. So in the case of congenital hypertrophic pyloric stenosis, we have mushroom sign, we have string sign, and a shoulder sign. This looks like a mushroom to you. This is a string. So this is like a shoulder. So mushroom sign, string sign, and shoulder sign. And we have your single bubble sign. A single bubble in congenital hypertrophic pyloric stenosis. Now if I go to the next image, this thing, if you see, it looks like something is present in your stomach. This is like a abnormal thing, right? ऐसा लग रहा है कुछ stomach में फंसा हुआ है. This is nothing but hair. This is your hair present in the stomach of a patient. Now this is what it is actually called is a trichobezoar. We call it as trichobezoar, and it is seen in a psychiatric condition known as trichotillomania. Trichotillomania, and in this condition the patient eats their hair बाल खा लेते हैं actually बहुत सारे, and there is obstruction in the stomach, so we have to take it out. So this is the condition of trichobezoar or trichotillomania. Now this next condition you can find this thing, it looks like your cerebral folds, right? But these are not your cerebral folds, these are your gastric folds. These are your gastric folds. And this is a condition where we have actually hypertrophy. We have hypertrophy of these gastric folds, and this is a condition known as your Meniere's disease. Now this Meniere's disease is due to TGF alpha. Now this another important thing here is that this is a pre-malignant condition. This is a pre-malignant condition, and it is also a protein losing enteropathy. This was all about your Meningitis disease. Gastric fold की hypertrophy हो रही है due to TGF alpha. It is a premalignant condition and a protein losing antidopathy. So this was all about your Meningitis disease. Now we have one more thing over here. What you can see is that आप identify कर सकते हो that these are your nothing but your intestine, and here you can see some obstruction in your intestine. You can see air fluid levels over here. So यहाँ पे आपको air fluid levels दिख रहे हैं. You can find air fluid levels. And one more thing that you can notice is that आपको यहाँ पे कुछ lines दिख रहे हैं, lines. So these are your Haustrays. So Haustrays are present, and you can see air fluid levels. So if you find Haustrays in an intestinal obstruction image, so you can find that it is an X-ray taken in your supine position. Supine position. Now, if Haustrays are not present, then it is an erect position. But यहाँ पे Haustrays दिख रहे हैं, so this is an X-ray taken in a supine position. So this is an image of your intestinal obstruction. You can see air fluid levels over here. This is an image of intestinal obstruction. Intestinal obstruction with Haustrays, so supine position. So now let us start with another image. Now if you look at this image, what you can find is there are two bubbles over here. Single bubble sign was this congenital hypertrophic pyloric stenosis. हमें वहाँ single bubble sign दिखा था. Now if you look here, we have two bubbles. दो bubbles दिख रहे हैं आपको. Now if you find two bubbles, this is susceptible of duodenal atresia. Sorry. So if you have single bubble sign, it is congenital hypertrophic pyloric stenosis, and two bubbles are seen, two bubbles, then it is an image of duodenal atresia. Now if we look in this image, so what you can see is that you can find three bubbles over here. This is your first bubble, second bubble, and a third bubble. So if you have three bubbles, you can name it as your jejunal atresia. Jejunal atresia. Now again, if we have one bubble, it is congenital hypertrophic pyloric stenosis, two bubbles, duodenal atresia, three bubbles, jejunal atresia. Now if you look again in this image, the next one, you can see multiple bubbles. You cannot actually count how many bubbles are actually present here. Now if you see multiple bubbles, then it is an image of ileal atresia. So if you have one bubble, congenital hypertrophic pyloric stenosis, two bubbles, duodenal atresia, three bubbles, jejunal atresia, and multiple bubbles, go for ileal atresia. So this was all about your atresias. Now let's go to another image. Now this thing, what you can see over here is that this looks up like something is missing over here. It looks like it is pulled up, and this looks like a neck. You can, if you notice, you can see that it is like a neck of a goose. So this is an image of your intestinal TB. Intestinal TB, and the two signs which you can see over here is a pulled up cecum. Pulled up cecum and a goose neck deformity and a goose neck sign. So we have a goose neck sign and we have a pulled up cecum. Now if you find this image, go for your answer as intestinal TB. So intestinal TB, pulled up cecum, goose neck deformity. Now this thing, if you see, it looks like a coffee bean. अगर आप देखो, it is looking like a coffee bean. Now this is an image of sigmoid volvulus. Sigmoid volvulus. Here we have a malrotation of the gut, which is mostly in the anti-clockwise direction. Here we have malrotation, and this thing you can find it as a coffee bean sign. Coffee bean sign. So in sigmoid volvulus, we have a coffee bean sign. Now if you look again, it looks like a beak of a bird. ऐसा लग रहा है कि किसी चिड़िया की चोंच है. It looks like a beak of a bird. Now this thing here, if you notice, this is your barium enema. This is barium enema. So if you have a bird beak appearance in your barium enema, this is again your sigmoid volvulus. Now, bird beak appearance with a barium meal, with a barium swallow, bird beak appearance with a barium swallow, you can find it in Achalasia cardia, but a bird beak appearance in your barium enema, it is in sigmoid volvulus. Now, there are three things. We have barium meal, barium swallow, and barium this thing, enema. So इनको differentiate करना. Bird beak appearance in barium swallow is your Achalasia cardia. Bird beak appearance in barium enema is your sigmoid volvulus. So in sigmoid volvulus we have a bird beak appearance in barium enema, and we have a coffee bean sign and bird beak appearance. Now our last image for today. Now if you look at this thing is looking like a claw. ऐसा लग रहा है एक पंजा हो. It is looking like a claw, and this is looking like a coiled spring. So if you have a claw sign or a coiled spring sign, so a claw sign or a coiled spring sign, these are known as intussusception. So these are seen in intussusception. Now इसमें क्या होता है? There is invaginating of one segment of intestine into the other. So एक intestine का segment goes to the other segment. जैसे ये एक intestine का segment है, this segment is actually going into the another segment. So this is the place, the part which is actually going into the segment is known as intussusceptum. Susceptum. And this part जिसके अंदर न्यू पार्ट जा रहा है, it is called as the intussusceptions. So this was an image of your intussusception. What you can see is your claw sign and a coiled spring appearance. So claw sign and coiled spring appearance are seen in intussusception. Now if you take an ultrasound, अगर आप ultrasound लेते हो of a patient with intussusception, then you can find a donut sign. ऐसा लग रहा है ना donut जैसा. You can see a donut over here. So you can find a donut sign and you can find a pseudo kidney sign. So in intussusception, in ultrasound, we can have donut sign and we can have pseudo kidney sign. And in the case of a barium enema, you can find a claw sign and a coiled spring appearance. So this was all about your intussusception. So now let me summarize all these points for you once again. Now if I start from the beginning itself, the main signs जो हमने देखे थे, this was an image of your congenital diaphragmatic hernia where you can find the bowel loops in your thorax, and RDS was seen. We have pulmonary hyperplasia as the cause of death, and you can find this bag and mask ventilation absolutely contraindicated. So this was an image of your congenital diaphragmatic hernia. This image is your esophageal carcinoma with a filling defect over here with a rat tail appearance through barium swallow. And this is an image of a Zenker's diverticulum. You can actually see this pouch over here. This is an image of Zenker's diverticulum. You can find your Boyce sign over here. Do not get confused with the Bryce sign. This pouching, it occurs in your Killian's dehiscence. Now this image is an image of hiatal hernia. We have sliding, we have rolling, sliding and rolling, also called as paraesophageal hiatal hernia. Now this is an image of a foreign body in your trachea and in esophagus. In trachea, in the anterior-posterior view, you have slit-like appearance, and in esophagus, you have circular, and in lateral view, in trachea, you have circular appearance, and esophagus, you have slit-like appearance. Now this is an image of your Boerhaave syndrome. You can find this continuous diaphragmatic sign, and here we have macular striate, we have CVS, we have we have chest pain, vomiting, and subcutaneous emphysema over here, and you also have a Hammond crunch sign, which is like a leather boots on snow sign on auscultation in the case of this Boerhaave syndrome. This is an example of achalasia cardia due to increased pressure of your lower esophageal sphincter. You have Chicago criteria, dysphagia, liquids more than solids. Image of diffuse esophageal spasm, corkscrew appearance or rosary bead appearance, you can say. Image of your right subclavian artery compressing your esophagus, called as dysphagia lusoria. Image of Mallory waist tear, a mucosal or a mucosal longitudinal tear of your esophagus. This is Gave syndrome, gastric antral valvular ectasia, looks like a watermelon, what is called as watermelon esophagus. This is your single bubble sign seen in congenital hypertrophic pyloric stenosis. This is a sign of a mushroom sign, string sign and a shoulder sign seen in CHPS. This is your trichobezoar, hair in your stomach, trichotillomania में देखा जाता है, psychiatric condition है. Meningitis disease, hypertrophic gastric rugae due to TGF alpha. It is a preeminent condition. Intestinal obstruction, you can see this Hostras over here. This is taken in a supine position. You can find air fluid levels over here. Double bubble sign, duodenal atresia. Triple bubble sign, jejunal atresia. Multiple bubble sign, ileal atresia. Now this is an image of intestinal TB. You can find a pulled up cecum and a goose neck sign over here. So intestinal TB. Image of sigmoid volvulus. You can find a coffee bean appearance over here. Now again image of sigmoid volvulus with a bird beak deformity in your barium enema. An image of intussusception with a claw sign and a coiled spring appearance. On ultrasound you can find pseudo kidney and you can find donut sign. So this was all about your 25 important images for surgery part 1. So I'll have a few more topics to be discussed, a few more images. So we'll talk about those images in our next video. So thank you for watching.